Hey, what's up, YouTubers, day traders, and market participants? Your boy is back with another video. Do excuse the attire. I was hanging out poolside most of the day. Trading was kind of slow today. We're at all-time highs. We did get a red candle, but it wasn't entirely engulfing the previous day's data. So bears were in control, but they did not fully win the fight. So maybe we chop around a little bit tomorrow. It's very uncertain. We got news catalyst coming up on Friday, but I had to get up here, give you guys the daily update videos on what I sold and what I bought to swing trade into October. There were some great picks. And if you are new to the market and or always going to YouTube to try to find that next stock pick, go ahead and subscribe here because not only do I give you those, but then I also show you my rhyme and reasoning through the chart analysis, which will help you in your day-to-day analysis when you go to pick your own stocks and not have to always go to YouTube just to find some plays, right? But with that being said, I am not a financial advisor at all. Do your own due diligence before you buy, sell, or hold anything. I am not telling you what to do. This is what I am doing with my money. All right, guys. So without further ado, let's get into the charts.
But I'm going straight ahead with this card.
All right, guys. So to start off every video and your market analysis, you always should go with the SPY. The SPY is basically the market with the Nasdaq basically just kind of lets you know overall where do we stand. So as I said, this red candle did come in. It wasn't completely engulfing. It did test the lows and then we had a little bit of a bounce up. However, in my eyes, this is bearish. So I could see some follow through going through, and we'll be testing the 8 moving average, which is currently at 661.69. So we hit a low of basically that value of 0.98 on the day, right? Yep. So 661.98. So we got really close to testing it. Basically tested it because it's a zone, right? It's not a specific number. So we basically tested it today and we had a little bounce. We had a little bounce. It wasn't like this bounce where you clearly can see that we wanted to continue up. And it wasn't like this bounce either where it touched even the second one, the purple EMA, and still rocketed. This one touched it and bounced off just a little bit. So honestly, this might be where the Bears come to show their hand and see how aggressive they can get. It did bounce off of it decently, and we're at 66.3, right? But that's not even a full percent. So we could see this easily crack moving forward. So on the weekly, we actually have a very nice candle forming because if it continues like this, then it will be very bearish. And then next week will be bearish as well if it continues this. Because what we just did was we just made a new high, right? And if this candle goes red, that's actually going to signify like a kind of like a peekaboo, like kind of like a surprise, but then it's a fake out, right? So if this does hit this high and then it reverses on a red candle, that is a very ugly sign. So if we were to close on Friday at the close of or at the open of this candle, which was 659.64, that is going to be ugly. Next week, I believe we'll get down to that 650 for sure. We'll see. And or into October. But as of right now, I mean, obviously we're still above the 8 moving average. So be bullish, but maybe start kind of getting into some cash. Every stock kind of has its own flow, right? Its own chart, its own algorithm, its own hedge funds that are backing it. Every stock needs to be treated differently, right? So if you have some plays that are running pretty hot, it's not a bad time to take some profit and move into cash. Not financial advice. Do your own due diligence, right? So stocks that I sold today, let's go ahead and bring those up. I sold basically the last of my BBAI. I was gonna say a little bit. No, it was the last of it. Just because this run right here, I caught this entire run, guys. I was buying here, I was buying here, I was buying here. Why? Why was I buying here? Because this moving average right here, I was a fan of it. At this zone in between these two white moving averages right here, I wanted this stock. So I was buying, 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 and I got long-term options. I don't know when it's going to come back, when it's going to pop up, and I'm not going to, subject myself to time expiration. So I just get contracts with some time. It's that simple. And then boom, you get this huge shot up, which showed lots of strength. Here was a good day for you to get into. At the end of this day, you could have been like, oh my God, a lot of volume just came in as well. Great candle. And then the next day would have been red, which would have been scary, but that would have been the day to actually get it for a discount and not buy at the top of this. However, you should buy at the top of this because it's more likely to have follow through than not, which it did. It just gave you a little bit of a discount the next day afterwards, which is good in most cases, right? So I am fully out of BBAI and I did get out at the top. I did. It was very, very lucky. I got out very, very close to the top, maybe like halfway in here. And just because I could just see the signs that we were pretty extended, the way I really saw it was on I believe it was the hourly chart. Yeah, the hourly chart just looks fantastic. And let me expand it over here so I'm not in the way. But you can see where the move started. The move started here. Boom, right? You get a nice power candle through this resistance moving average right here. You get a power candle through it. And then you get your first leg, your second leg, third leg, fourth leg, and then fifth leg. On five legs, I'm out. I'm out. Three legs, honestly, is where I start taking some profit off the table. 3 to 5 legs. And this was a straight good 5 leg push up with this candle right here being not the igniting candle, which was this one. This is the igniting candle. This one right here is the exhaustion candle. It's done. It's the last push that everyone want that basically these hedge funds or whoever the big top dog is who said, "Hey, we're about to move this stock." Boom, when they started it here on Tuesday, they basically had this Tuesday be the final push. Maybe not the final push, but definitely a lot of exhaustion because what did we see? We saw a reversal right here shortly after on good volume, so is the play over? No, not at all. But I believe we are now ready to experience a pullback, a cool down on BBAI because the daily chart, I just want to make sure before I enter back in, I want to wait until this 8 moving average catches up, the price catches up to it. So maybe we get, 2, 3 red candles down, touches the moving average, and then I'll start my position again. That's how I'm looking at BBAI. But as of right now, I sold it today. Uh, Archer. Archer, I trimmed. I didn't sell everything. I trimmed it because we are in the beginning state of this move, I believe. I believe we are just starting this move. You're coming here to this moving average, you're under it. So all of these days, this is 2, 3 weeks of being under here. That was a buying opportunity in my eyes, especially since I'm a long-term trader, long-term swing trader kind of investor. This was just all basically kind of a give me, right? Because if you look back every single time we've kind of touched this zone, which we don't, because Archer's very fairly new, or at least getting some eyes right now. As you can see, we flagged down, hit that zone, pushed up, never came back to it, double top, came back, touched that zone yet again, under it for a while. So I did start my position there. I did already I trimmed a little bit because I am definitely focused on hitting back to the 13 area, to the 13, 14 area. That is where I am focused on for Archer. So trimmed a little bit there, but it looks still pretty good. Some new plays that I bought today, TLT. I like TLT. If the market decides to sell off, and the money could potentially go to bonds, right? That's because just also because the interest rates are also getting cut. So TLT is a play, and I like how you get this push up right here. You get this nice push up here, and then if you were to separate that push up in half, you can see exactly where it came. Boom, exactly where it came. Now it pushed up, and now we had a nice green candle on a key moving average showing that we had there's signs of life to go back up to 90, 50, and 91. So I'm liking it. And then on TLT, as far as the weekly goes, you have so much gap here area to fill from your other down sloping moving average. And since this moving average is literally almost at a 45-degree angle, it's very, very strong. It's very, very strong, but that also means that the reversal is very close to happening. And especially since we never broke, we 85 just held perfectly. I think we're getting close to that reversal, right? And it's TLT. It's not like it's going to move crazy, but a move in TLT will have the options jumping, guys. And all my option players, they know that. Open gave us a discount today, down 15%. I like what's happening with Open. You got the weekly chart on the right hand side, daily right here. I like how we've just been grinding this 8 period moving average. I've been buying. I sold here. I didn't buy here. This was my mistake. I can't believe I missed these days to get back in. Because then this push was just ridiculous. So we just had this is kind of a collapse. Kind of looks pretty ugly, but we are hitting a key moving average. So I'm hoping that key moving average catches it right away. Tomorrow we get a green candle, maybe not a green candle completely taking over this candle. That would be crazy. But if we get a green candle that's at least halfway through and like holds this, I could vibe with that back to the upside. If it closes right here on the week, then that would be a complete this would be an ugly pattern right here, and we're going down. If this is the pattern that by Friday, if we close at this same exact value right here or even lower, that is not a good sign for open. Then we'll probably be coming back down to the 587. In my opinion, that would be next week. So I started my position here in open. Another stock I started my position in was SMR. Same ordeal here. I like that. We're basically have just been hugging these moving averages, coming down, buy opportunity, push up. Now we came down, and then as you can see here for this moving average, we've just held it very, very nicely. It's been ascending the moving average, and we've just been holding, 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 holding. So that's where I was actually buying, sold. Now I went ahead and bought a little bit more back because this red down here into this moving average right here is perfect, right? We might even touch it. We might even still keep going down, touch the $40 mark again before we go back up to 47. I could see that happening easily. And then on your weekly chart, you just look very, very good in a way where your moving average came back, caught up to this one, and can just curl right back up and shoot up this way. And this moving average, it has respected it. It hit it, bounced off, came back down, went up, came back down, bounced off. It's holding it. It's respecting it very well. And last week with this candle and this volume coming from this zone right here, it just lets me know that someone stepped in and they're ready to keep taking it higher, right? All of this is just basically people who are short are like realizing that probably this is not the best stock to be short in, or also just profit taking, right? Because these moves right here, we're talking about 10, 20% in a day, right? From here to there, here down to here to here. And it kind of was just consolidating, as you can see in this narrow range right here, right? And then boom, shoots up. So I believe today was a day to get a discount on SMR to take it up even higher. Uh, and then lastly, so these two, I'm thinking if we have that sell off in the next few weeks, what could pop up, and that will be your staple stocks, right? And I like what was happening today with Pepsi. Pepsi was holding this line right here very well, the 140. It's coming up, and as we're talking about it, we're in that same zone. This time, Pepsi has been and has just been being beaten down for over a year now because here you go, moving average is coming down. So the moving average is going to react as resistance. As you can see, the times we got above it and the time we shot all the way up here basically was just a lot of selling pressure back down to the downside. But it held that 140 very, very nicely. And now you got your other moving average, the smaller white one here, which is your 100, is starting to curl back up. So I'm hoping it'll curl back up. It'll keep going sideways maybe, or even come up, test this moving average, and then push up. Same thing on here on the weekly. You came up, got taken down. This moving average is going to come around and curl, catching you and pushing you back up. Same ordeal with Coca-Cola. That also got some good price action in today. Right here off the bottom. On the weekly chart is why I like this one the most. For just Pepsi though has a bigger story, has a bigger turnaround story. Coca-Cola just never, I guess, went through those downtrends that Pepsi had to face within the last year, but it's coming up to that another key moving average right here to get caught. And then if the week, it's strong right now, it's starting off, but if we can basically close where we're at or close even higher by Friday, then that is a good green taking over red in a very key area of moving averages to push this back up, right? And then obviously we'll see what happens when it gets to 68 and 69, if that will be an area of resistance. These stocks are slower, but the contracts and options, because they have low IV, causes them to move like all right, guys, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you found some value in that and representing my beach tank top. Might hit the pool again. We will see. But if you found any value in this, guys, please go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you're looking at. Do you guys think October is going to be a good month, bad month? Where could we go? What stocks look like they're gearing up for another run? Let me know if you found any value in how I look at the chart and how I buy and sell. Please let me know, guys. Join the family, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.